Hey everybody, long time no see. Today I want to talk about wet, dry, wet setups for guitar rigs. And I think what I'll do is, first off, for those that are unfamiliar, I'll walk through what one is and what it does for your sound. I'll show you what mine looks like and how I've set mine up, which isn't pretty, but it gets the job done. And then I'll run a couple of guitar amps through it so you can hear what it really sounds like and how it affects the tone. So let's start off with wet, dry, wet. So in theory, you want to run, for wet, dry, wet, you want 3 cabinets. For wet, dry, you want 2. So what you do for your dry sound is pretty much what you would do just setting up a standard half stack or anything like that, which is guitar into the amp and then speaker cable down to the cabinet, 100% dry, no effects. Then for your wet setup part of it, you want to run a line out of that guitar amp, and I do it out of the second speaker cable input into a line out box that I'll show you, and then that drives signal into your stereo effects. And in this instance, I'm going to run it through my Eventide micro pitch pedal, which is just an unbelievable pedal. It's so underrated so far as I'm concerned. And then I split it into a stereo signal, which you can do on the Eventide, and then that drives a power amp, and I'm running an Art SLA100, which is just a cheapo solid state but stereo power amp. And you run your stereo signal into that power amp, and then you drive to 100% wet other cabinets. And so what it does is, especially with the micro pitch, so take like an Eddie Van Halen type setting, is up-tuned and down-tuned, or detuned if you want to call it, signals split on either side, and then your dry signal right in the middle. Your sound just becomes huge. It's just unbelievable, especially here in the room. I love it. I can't believe I haven't done it sooner. If I ever gig again, it's going to be tough because I'm going to want to take 3 speaker cabinets with me and run that whole setup because it just makes the guitar sound that much bigger and better. So let's walk through what I've got for a setup. So we're going to start this off with the Bray Coco 50. Essentially, it's a Marshall 1987X on steroids. Great amp. If you want to see my review on it, I'll put a link to it in my description. But the way I set this up is your dry speaker, or your dry sound, is going to go from the head to that cabinet right there, which is a mid-70s or so 1982 model from Marshall with the head with the big magnet on the back, black backs. Those aren't the green back similar ones. But what you do with the line out box is you run your speaker cables through, and on the top of it you've got a line out with a ground lift, which is a really handy thing if you got a messy signal going through there. And then you run your line out right through the top. And then what I've done is, going into the micro pitch, I'm essentially running the micro pitch H3000 preset on here. Run it in and then split the stereo out signal into this power amp, which is an Art SLA1. It's a 100 watt solid state power amp. It is a 2-channel, losing my train of thought here, stereo power amp. And what this does, it will drive the 2 wet cabinets, which will be that one with the scumbacks and that one with the greenbacks. So we're ready to rock and roll here. That's really how I set it up. It's not tremendously difficult to do. And it makes, like I said, makes your sound absolutely massive. So let's go ahead and plug in and hear what it sounds like. So there you have it, wet, dry, wet, Jeff's way of doing it. And it's not the most conventional way probably, but it gets the job done, especially in here. Like I said, tone is absolutely incredible, for sure. Really broadens and widens your sound out, and just gives it some more character, for sure. If you like what you heard, please hit the like and subscribe button. It really helps me out, and I really appreciate you checking out my channel. See you around soon. Thanks.